recommend, but she's not ugly either. She's just she's a plainer. She's just a plain chick. So here's the hot one. So I have a hot one and then a bonus one.
This reminds me of Rachel. And she keeps going up to brothers, dude.
But she's just,
that's an immediate turn off for me.
It's all just a comedy act. She doesn't really
I'm
get
not
home with
mad
him.
about it. It's just like, I don't want seconds to a brother.
I don't think she's banging him. She's just getting him for a skit.
She's banging him.
Maybe.
Okay, tell me.
I'm sure she bangs everyone she runs into. So this...
Where do I run into her at?
This chick in Beverly Hills. This chick's name is E. Period. Melkers.
Melkers?
Yeah. E. Melkers. So she does, she's not like as, she doesn't
June?
Yeah, June. So she doesn't show her butt as much as Bootylicious Barista. But
man, you keep getting these heroin bitches, but
she does
it looks like she's getting fucking down.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll see, yeah, like she does these like weird TikToks where she's like saying like,
this bitch is the whitest bitch I've ever seen. Look how pale she is. She shouldn't even be in the sun.
But all her TikToks are like horny, so they're fun. And then
she got the stupid nose thing. But I would.
So this next chick, I don't even know how to pronounce her name.
Hold on, I'm seeing if I would.
Yeah.
Let me talk a little bit more about it.
Do
Look how pale this bitch is. Look how pale she is. Like, this is super pale. Like, she should not be at the beach. She should not be in the sun.
She's got to get burned.
But this one.
Go to her reels. Her reels are the good ones.
This bitch is like some fucking Black Mirror shit. That shit that you watch with those gay black guys.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Wait, what's this? She got shit in her butt. I'm down with butt stuff.
Oh, she's got a butt plug in there?
I think so.
Nice.
She be milking. Oh. Hold on. My Amazon list. Go buy me something. These bitches got no shame.
I need to start an Amazon list for me. Like, hey, go buy me some this
Heavy
and
T's
that.
Amazon list.
Yeah, like, hey, I need some whatever, some groceries.
For me, it would all be like joint medication, ibuprofen, and testosterone.
Yeah, I'll be like, I need
some tests.
I need a new filter for my hot water heater.
Fucking replacement bars for my Gavitas.
Yeah, yeah, I need some nutrients.
Nutriments.
So this, I'm gonna pronounce this next chick's name.
All right, pronounce it.
Acropolis, 1989. Look, it says Acropolis, but I'm gonna spell it for everybody.
Acropolis.
Yeah, so it's ACROPOLIS 1989.
You think she was born in 1989?
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, she's. Oh, look at her titties.
Right?
Look at her. Gosh. Oh, my God. This, back in the day, you could grow weed and chicks like this would flock to you. Nowadays, you grow weed and this is a sweater that has, like, built-in titty holders.
Yeah, so, like, this chick's nipples, I'm going to have to find one for the camera here.
They're humongous.
Yeah, this chick, she just has like these big, I don't know if it's fake, like she's putting marbles under there for the camera maybe, or if they're real, that's really nice, but they're just like these huge pointy nipples, so that's why I recommend following her.
Okay, this is August 7th, right? But then she has this one where she gets this stuff all over her, and she got ugly tattoos on her titties.
When? Like she got it removed?
I don't know. I don't think this is the same chick because there's tattoos on her boobs.
No, I see this tattoo one.
Some of them are tattooed and some of them are not.
No, I don't know if it's a tattoo or just like they got food on her boobs. Yeah, I don't think it's a tattoo. No, because all her boobs like are clean with no tattoos, see?
Where is she from?
I don't know. Let me see.
DM her.
It just said where she's from.
No, she got tattoos. Look.
She's from...
Look at all those tattoos.
She's from Givenbeck, like Germany.
She got ugly thigh tattoos and shit.
She's in Germany. No, yeah, she tatted him up.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, she did. She tatted him up. But the nipples are still huge.
I still would.
Here's the one like I show the camera again. Like, look at this. Like, that's just like retarded boobage right there.
Maybe it's old one.
It's like a cartoon.
But she doesn't have them here.
You know, it might be two different girls, and I still don't care. Yeah, I think the one with like bigger boobs doesn't have tattoos, and then there's a smaller boob chick that does.
Nibbles. Whoa! This one? You look at this one?
Yeah, I just showed that one to the camera, and then here's another one.
I need to go have a.
Like, there's got to be.
I need a play date with her.
There's got to be some kind of guidelines against that. Like,
say, we need a play date with Acropolis.
Like, if you're the Instagram police, be like, all right, those nipples are too long, man.
How do we pay the bill and so fast and this fool can't even pay it? Let's take a break.
Yeah, we're going to take a commercial break. Come back with a new phone line, or with the phone line back on.
Yeah.
And then you could call and ask your grow questions at 562 653
0707.
Yeah, call it up.
Yeah, why I be paying the other bills if you ain't paying that bill, my man? You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck? Why the fuck? I got the blunt.
You can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. Rest in peace, Bob Marley. My blunt got a cold cut, Steve Harvey. I catch the buds with my glove, Steve Garvey. Quick to roll in the club, cause we party. They asking where the bomb at, cause everybody in the club smell that. It's Breeze, get loaded TV, smoke about a pound every day of the week. Roll so fast you didn't see him coming your way. Turned around and there was a blunt up in your face. You must have thought that I was finished. The Breeze is never stingy with the spinach. Rolling up some trees. You can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt.
I love the stickiest weed, cause I'm a Cali baby. Started from that chocolate tie from them early 80s. Now it's OG, a perfect mix with my OE. The shot of lean had a G moving slowly. Apparently, you ain't never smoked like me. Load these switches up like they was some magazines. I got some bad bitches rolling up blunts for me. Hop in the rotation, true story you can see. Even your bitch eyeballing wanna hit the tree. Smoking on weed, living life with my homie Breeze. I got that green thumb, I grow my own fucking weed. And if I got some problems, I'm hitting heavy tea.
Rolling up some trees. You can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt. If I'm rolling up some trees, you can smoke with me. I like the blunt. I like the blunt.
Hey, yo, this is Spanky Hayes, motherfucking Spanky Hayes, funny motherfucking Spanky Hayes. Shout out to DFZRadio.com.
Heavy T hooked me up, man. Thanks.
That's right.
That's Horty's Pimpin' 101.
What up, people? It's your girl, Justina Valentine, and I'm rocking out with the Saint 562. Let's go. Word.
That was awesome.
Hey, are you all right?
I don't know, man. I am freaking out. I think I'm having a bad trip, bro.
A bad trip? Things look fine to me. Looks like you just transplanted your girls into some happy hippie garden mix from Sanctuary Soils.
So I'm not freaking out?
Oh, you're freaking out all right, and I would be too. That's no ordinary potting soil you've got there. That's a premium organic blend that includes composted forest material, peat moss, perlite, pumice, lava rock, some of the best worm castings available, humic shale ore, dolomite lime, azomite, soy meal, and gypsum.
That's a lot of stuff. Did you just read all that? You just blew my mind, man.
It's a lot of good stuff that you can only find in an organic, natural mix like Happy Hippie.
So what you're saying is, with Happy Hippie Garden Mix, I shouldn't panic because it's organic?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said that, and you shouldn't either. Although I guess you aren't wrong. Here's the deal. You aren't having a bad trip, bro. This is all great news. You're providing your plants with everything they need to get off to an incredible start.
So I can't taste colors then?
No. But you will taste and see the difference in your fruits and flowers now that you're using Happy Hippie Garden Mix from Sanctuary Soil. For more information, you should check out bulksoil.com.
Woo! 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 Ow! Love that money.
FET Grow Show, baby.
There's no better time to step back and rethink your grow. Still in plastic pots or flimsy fabric pots that are a pain to move around or transplant into? Well, it's time you elevate your grow with Geopot fabric pots. Geopots are designed to withstand extreme moisture and salt-laden conditions, making them the ideal fabric pot for heavy hydroponic feeding programs and organic grows alike. The Geopot has an innovative quad-stitch construction, which allows the reusable container to withstand constant moisture and prolonged UV exposure. Unlike traditional fabric pots, the roots in a geopot are naturally air-pruned, stunting their outward growth and promoting the growth of more lateral roots throughout the media. So, more roots below, more shoots and heavier fruits above. Air pruning prevents your plants from becoming root-bound, which can drastically impact and improve nutrient uptake and yields. And I know you like how that sounds. Swing on over to geopot.com for more info and stay true to your roots.
Hey, this is Duffman here with the best integrated pest control on the market for the worst infestations out there. I have the solution for you guys. And ladies, my army worms. That's right, I said it, army worms, and I am the general. These guys take no prisoners. That's right, ordered by me. Taking no prisoners, killing everything in your soil and soilless mixes. Order now. Limited time. I got them. The best on the market. Order, 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 order. Stuffing out.
DFCRadio.com.
Don't you put that evil on me!
FET.
So you're big time, huh?
Yeah, kinda.
Hey, I'm in the zone!
Dude, this shit is
You know I'ma always buy from a Coco fucking ninja. Who gets me high? That's my Coco fucking ninja. We ain't growing outside, we some Coco fucking ninjas. Riding in my ride with some Coco fucking ninjas. My ninja, my ninja. My ninja, my ninja.
Coco fucking ninja!
My ninja, my ninja. My ninja, my ninja.
A Coco fucking ninja!
She's wheeled by my side, I'm a Coco fucking ninja. You just can't hide from this Coco fucking ninja. My meme set the price, I'm a Coco fucking
Illuminati.
ninja. Growers paradise, I'm a Coco fucking ninja. My ninja, my ninja.
Say it!
My ninja, my ninja.
A Coco fucking ninja!
My ninja, my ninja. My ninja, my ninja.
A Coco fucking ninja!
My ninja, my ninja.
My ninja, my ninja. Coco fucking ninja. My ninja, my ninja. My ninja, my ninja. FZ Radio.
We have the one, the only Tom from Tom's Tumble Trimmer.
Tongue twister.
Yes. Say that 3 times fast, or 5 times. But welcome to the party, Tom. How you doing, Doc?
Glad to be here. Thank you.
So we have a machine here, and according to you, we're going to do a demo on the machine in studio, which I'm anxious to see. But really, I'm looking at it, and I've used tumble trimmers similar to this before. Yours has a couple advances, and I believe yours was the original, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're the original, and another company out there copied me about 16 months to 18 months after I came out. And
welcome to the hydro industry.
Yeah.
Even when you have patents, people copy you.
Yeah, and we do have a patent pending, and but I'd rather spend my money on marketing and branding and developing better products and giving better customer service and doing it that way instead of wasting it on litigation.
Well, that's smart, probably, especially if it's going to be drawn out like that. But seeing how easy this is, and using this machine takes a lot of the effort that trimmers put in away. It's very easy, very simple. Tell me a little bit about yourself, because a man with a vision to make this device must have been trimming a lot with scissors.
Exactly, yeah. For 30 years I've been growing and trimming, and the bladed machines that I tried just were a little too harsh on the product, taking too many trichomes and crystals off. So I developed this machine, which is a bladeless trimmer and has no blades at all. I've created a very soft barrel for it to tumble in that it's a soft netting material. There's no metal, so the buds are actually, when they're tumbling, they actually trim each other, similar to like a rock tumbler polishes each other. And the soft mesh just allows it to tumble softly and for the trim to fall through down to the funnel flow bag into a catch container underneath.
It's simple, but it makes sense. So what was the inspiration for this? Are you an inventor of several things, or is this your Mona Lisa? It just clicked in your head and you started putting it together?
You know, I over the years I've actually invented something for a plastic surgeon and sold it to him. It was called the adjustable nose cast, which is doing pretty well. I also invented an exercise tension mechanism that we're trying to market right now. And
you need me to demo that for you, because I'm in need of some exercise.
Well,
he needs it to be convincing.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm willing to take before and after pictures.
Yeah, I also invented it, and it's what I called an electricity theft detection device that would make it virtually impossible for anybody to steal electricity at their home anymore, where they bypass the meter. But when I went to the smart meter companies and the electric companies, they basically said to me, that works great, we could use it, but we're not interested, because if anybody steals electricity, we just pass it on to the consumer. That was their take on the whole thing.
Until they catch you, and then they try to make you pay for as much as they think you use for as long as they think you used it.
I think they usually make you pay 10 times. They blackmail you and make you pay 10 times as much as you actually probably took, from what I understand.
But you have a long history now. That you do have those things are patented as well.
Yeah, I have multiple patents.
So this is your life work. You're a grower and a fiddler. You start fiddling with stuff in your work shed and put stuff together, or
Yeah.
are you inspired by something that you see, or by a task like this? We know trimming is a pain in the butt, right? So was it just your exhaustion of trimming that you said, "Fuck, I need to do something better than this," or did you see something?
Yeah, the truth is that I was in my backyard with a couple of fellows, and we were trimming, and we were, just exhausted, and so I went into my backyard, and I had a fishing net, and so I took 3 or 4 pounds of dry buds and started shaking it in my fishing net, and I was like, oh my God, this thing works pretty good, but it's a little too aggressive.
Yeah.
How can I make something softer and gentler, where it's not going to really hurt the trichomes and crystals? And then I came up with this idea and I have it set at a perfect speed because we've done a lot of testing and stuff. So when it's tumbling on full speed, because there's an adjustable speed control on it, it creates a perfect little wave curl like at the ocean, and it's the perfect speed for trimming with minimal a loss of trichomes and crystals. As long as you don't tumble it for more than 3 to 5 minutes. Most of your trichomes and crystals are going to be intact.
And to be clear to the listeners, this is a dry trimmer. Like Tom said, it's not made for wet buds. If you put wet buds in this, it's just not going to do anything. It's not going to rip it apart like your other bladed trimmers. It's just not going to work because it needs to be dry.
Yeah, and people are. If I had 1 or 2 customers call me and say, "Oh, it's not working," and then I ask them about the moisture content in their buds, and they tell me that it's wet. And but when you run it wet or even damp, it just hurts the trichomes and doesn't do any trimming. It has to be approximately maybe 5 to 10% moisture on the inside of the buds, and on the outside it needs to be brittle. Because so when they're tumbling, they actually just the weight
Break
of
off.
each bud, they break the little trim off each other gently.
Nice. How much? This is a smaller machine. You have several size machines, right?
Yeah, we
Or
actually
2 or
have
3?
5 different models. We have a tabletop model. It's called the 1600. We have this one, which is the tabletop does 3/4 to a pound at a time. This one does 1 to 2 pounds. It's the 1900. And then we have a commercial 2200 that does 2 to 4 pounds in less than 5 minutes. And then we have the 2600 that does 3 to 6 pounds in less than 5 minutes. And then we also have a lightweight 2200 that'll also do 2 to 4 pounds, but it's not made for industrial use.
Where can my listeners go? Aside, we're going to demo it here in just a couple minutes. If they want to see the product, the pricing, YouTube, or a website that you have.
Yeah. Tom'sTumbleTrimmer.com is our website. We have a video on there, and we also have it. I think we're in 65 hydroponic stores right now, outlets across the country, and we're growing fast. It's kind of becoming viral out there. People are hearing that it actually works, and
they're growing fast. You're trimming fast, right?
Exactly. But our machines they're not like killing people on the price. Our price ranges from like $850 up till $3,300 for our biggest one. But this 1900 that most people buy, it's our best seller. It does 1 to 2 pounds at a time, and it's only $1,200 retail.
No, that's a good deal. Now tell me, before we get to, because we're going to do this demo here in just a couple minutes, like I said, tell me a little bit about what I'm seeing here. You said it has a plastic net on it. Or is it a nylon net?
Yeah, it's actually it's a protected with a UV protected like nylon type of mesh.
Okay.
And so if it's outside, it's not going to get damaged. And I've had them out in the field for a couple of years now, and there's the only thing that happens to the nets is they get a little discolored. The resins don't stick to it. And the only maintenance, that's another great thing with this machine, the only maintenance is putting a little lubrication, organic lubrication on the zippers intermittently. And that's really it. And
what do you prefer, KY jelly?
Quick snip?
No, we actually use, we recommend beeswax, and there's a company called Weed Wipes that has an organic lubricant that we're also recommending as well. And it's just, I just want to remind you, it's not just a trimmer. There's 3 nets that are interchangeable. It's also a keef machine. So we have a 110 and a 151 micron mesh that you can put on there if you want to isolate your keef. You throw your trim into a freezer overnight or put some dry ice in with it, and it works just like any old Polymaster or keef machine.
What else is sweet about the bladeless trimmer right here that I'm looking at is I bet for those extract guys, the trim you get off there is just all sugar leaf, and a little bit of trichome off of the leaves and stuff. So it just must be primo trim coming off there too.
That's exactly right, and there's no possibility of any contamination like on some of the other machines where nasty oils can get into the trim. And we also offer a third net it comes with it. It's a net that you can rerun your trim through to isolate your popcorn size pieces. So within 10 minutes, you can, instead of picking through for 2 hours to get the little popcorn pieces out, one of these meshes that we offer.
A little snarf.
Well, Tom,
Exactly.
I think that our listeners are excited to see this thing demoed. So let's see the duff that you brought in to run it through this thing.
Okay.
I bet it's fire, Tom. I'm just joking. All right. Go ahead. Get on over here. I have another headset so you could hear us. Remember, the phone number is 562-653-0707 if you want to call in and talk with Tom, or if you want to talk grow, call in with me and Horty Chris talking. Here, Breeze.
Mark, beer me.
So he's got it? There you go. Man.
Please.
All right, so Tom he's taking off the cover, boys and girls. He's taking off the cover. Let me see this Bronton that you brought in here. Okay. So you deboned everything. You've taken everything off of the stock. This is some good stuff here, Tom. You did this?
Yeah.
All right. It's been around for a while, huh? What, you bury it in the ground before you trimmed it? I'm just kidding. Okay, so it's all deboned though, no sticks.
Yeah,
So we have to.
There shouldn't be any. There's a couple in here, but it's not going to affect the process. But I'm sorry. Yeah, there shouldn't be any sticks or big leaves in here. Ideally, just the trim that takes so long to tediously manicure off with the scissors.
Right on. All right, Breeze, you get on your position because we want to put this up on our YouTube so people can see Tom's Tumble Trimmer. How much do you have in there, Tom? Well, maybe we shouldn't say so people that know where the studio is, they don't try to come in here and smoke it all.
Yeah,
Kelly Breeze has already got some for his blunt.
We're going to try to put in about 2 pounds in here right now.
About 2 pizzles into the trimmer. Oh, there goes half of it on the ground. Don't worry, that's where Dr. Duff threw up that one time. Real story.
Wasn't that going to be the free prize for today?
I don't know. Are you giving away? Well, we can't give away the ganja.
No.
But we can give away some trimmers. If you want to give away trimmers, shit.
That's what Horty dumped his 40 out, too.
Okay, so we loaded it all up. Here, we'll get that in a second, Tom. Let's see the machine. Put the machine. So
Load it up, that's it.
loading it up. He's locking it in. He's just zipping it. Real simple. You got a good shot of this, Saint?
Yeah.
All right. And let's see. We're gonna start it on high or low, or what are we doing?
We got a speed control over here, so we're just gonna slowly turn it up to full speed, and it's gonna create it nice.
And look at that. Look at all that trim just coming out the bottom, guys. Nice. Finely trimmed.
Most people.
It's pouring out. The leaves are just pouring out. It's like you turned on a faucet. All right. Well, why do we got feedback on the mic? All right.
Yeah. It happens really quick. Sometimes it happens in 3 minutes. Sometimes it happens in 5 minutes. It depends on how heavy and brittle your product is.
What happens if we go a little bit longer? Does it just start shaving off the nut?
All it does is if you go over the recommended time, it's going to start getting into your trichomes and crystals. That's why we recommend you only run it 3 to 5 minutes.
All right.
But as you can see, it's doing it pretty fast.
It is doing it. Now, we're going to continue to run this through the break. I want you all to call in at 562-653-0707. We got to pay these bills. We're going to keep Tom live for as long as we want. We're also going to put it up on YouTube, and we're going to come back with the results of Tom's Tumble Trimmer demo right here on DFCRadio.com.
DFCRadio.com.
Oh, hey, welcome back. Heavy T's Grow Show. The non-Dr. Duff hour. We got rid of Dr. Duff. Kicked his ass to the curb.
Yeah.
You know what he said when he left? You know what he said, Saint?
What do you say?
I'm not gonna be your monkey. Last time I'll ever come to this building, ha!
His ass will be back next week. Watch.
I'll be back.
Yeah, he didn't realize that working on a full functional farm is gonna be a lot of work. He's got to get up early, stay up late,
He can't even stand here for a couple hours.
I want to know how he's going to be away from his family. He left his family in the LBC.
Damn.
He's very reliant on his family. He's a family man. I think he's probably crying himself to sleep every night. But what else is new? All right. So we did the demonstration with Tom's tumble trimmer. Tom's over there, all proud of himself with his chest puffed out. First off, grab that trim down at the bottom, Tom, and put that up to. This is the fine trim that comes out of here. You can see that for extraction, guys, for edibles, hardly any flour in there. I see a little bit of some real tiny, just snarf nugs. But aside from that, we just have finely grated sugar leaf right off the bud. So I'm anxious to see the flour out of this bitch, though. Let's open her up, Tommy. I can call you Tommy, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
I've been called a lot worse.
All right. He's reopening up the machine. Here we go. This is legit, guys. I checked it out during the break, and this thing trimmed. Just look how easy that is to get all this stuff out of there, too.
Wow. That's convenient.
I need that funnel, dog.
Where's
that funnel
from?
Dude, for deboning alone, just put like a funnel that big on like a 7-gallon bucket and just toss it in.
Damn.
Okay, so here, grab a handful and set it right next to this pile of untrim that we have here. Now, this is some of Riverside County's finest outdoor, it looks like. I'm just kidding. Here we go. All right, guys. Can you see that, Saint? We have the untrimmed and the trim. This is good to go. This is good to consume right now, Tom. Yeah. A little bit of cleanup, maybe some of these little branches, but minimal.
We tell all of our customers there's always going to be 10 to 15% touch-up, and if there's not, you overdid it and you took too many trichomes and crystals off. So you need to save 10 to 15% manual touch-up, and if you do that, you're probably going to save 80 to 85% of the tedious manual labor time.
So during the commercial break, guys, we did 2 pounds of trim and maybe like an hour of deboning, taking the pieces off, or less?
You mean
to get it prepped for the machine?
Oh, yeah, it probably took about an hour for the 2 pounds.
Think about that, listeners. When you're sitting there going delirious, looking at your trim tray, watching Simpsons, and eating the 5th slice of pizza, and drinking your Mountain Dew, shout out to Greenbeard.
The delicious.
How long is it going to take you to trim 2 elbows, 2 pounds? It's going to take you a few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours, depending on the pieces. He has small pieces in here, large pieces. You could put any size nug in there, and it's going to pretty much help sort it and get it prepped. It's got bag appeal now. You could put that in the bag now.
And you can run the trim through the keef net that we give you with it, either 151 or 110 micron, to isolate your keef. So it's really a 3-part system: a trimmer, isolate the popcorn out of the trim, and isolate the keef out of the trim.
Now go on over to tomstumbletrimmer.com, right?
Yep.
You can buy them there. You can go into your local hydro store. If you own a hydro store, contact Tom. These things start at about $1,000. They go up to just over $3,000 depending on the size. This one right here for your little home garage grower, this is fun. You did 2 minutes of 2 pounds in 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and just for all you listeners out there, we've been dealing with a lot of bigger grows with our big machines, and we just went to the biggest legal grow in San Diego called Outco, and they had 5 big machines down there, bladed machines, that they spent $9,000 a piece for, and they liked our machine so much they bought it on the spot, and they got rid of those other bladed machines because they were too harsh and too slow. Our machine is by far the fastest machine and the gentlest because of no blades.
And let me ask you this last question before we talk some more grow with the listeners is, sure. How are the politics in the trimming niche of the hydroponic? It seems like kind of cutthroat. I see a lot of the bladed machines. They might talk ish about other machines and stuff. It seems like there's a lot of politics in the game, but you're not getting into that. You're not bashing anyone. You're just saying
no. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just I think there's room for all the different companies in this industry. The industry's growing, and But I do. All I know is that my machine, without any metal or abrasive things coming in touch with the buds, it comes out with more of your trichomes and crystals on, and it saves 85% of the tedious manicuring time.
And I think if someone ever said that this machine didn't work the way that you described it, I would say you probably put it in when it was too wet.
Exactly.
That you didn't know really what it meant to dry your bud.
Yeah, it has to be brittle on the little leaves, the sugar leaves on the outside, and about 5 to 10% moisture on the inside. And that's kind of how it naturally dries anyway.
Nice. Well, Tom, with your grow experience, I want you to stick around as guest analyst until the next break. Go over to tomstumbletrimmer.com. Follow at Tom's Tumble Trimmer on Instagram. Let him know Heavy T sent you. I don't know if you got any incentives, but it's a bomb-ass machine, and it works awesome. This is amazing, and I'm stoked to have demoed it right here on DFC Radio, dude.
Thank you very much, Heavy T. Bye.
No doubt, no doubt.
DFCRadio.com.
And now, a grow tip with Heavy T.
The world of growing is filled with big words, which a lot of newbies find overwhelming. One of those words is chelation. Chelation in layman terms is the process of a nutrient molecule being processed or bonded with another molecule, allowing the nutrient to pass through the outer root or leaf layer, thus increasing nutrient uptake. I always use the highest quality products in my garden. That's why I choose Europonic fossil fuel humic acid. It's derived from the purest and highest quality leonardite on the market. Fossil fuel will increase production of plant enzymes, stimulate the production of microorganisms, provide the building blocks for sugars, amino acids, and chlorophyll. This decreases plant stresses and results in improved yields. Learn more about fossil fuel today at hydrodynamicsintl.com.
For more grow tips, go to DFCRadio.com. And tune into the Heavy T Grow Show Wednesday, 6 p.m. live.
Hey, yo. This is Spanky Hayes, motherfucking Spanky Hayes, funny motherfucking Spanky Hayes. Shout out to DFZRadio.com.
Heavy T hooked me up, man. Thanks.
That's right.
That's Horty's Pimpin' 101.
What up, people? It's your girl Justina Valentine, and I'm rocking out with the Saint 562. Let's go. Word.
That was awesome. Hey, are you all right?
I don't know, man. I am freaking out. I think I'm having a bad trip, bro.
A bad trip? Things look fine to me. Looks like you just transplanted your girls into some happy hippie garden mix from Sanctuary Soils.
So I'm not freaking out?
Oh, you're freaking out, all right. And I would be too. That's no ordinary potting soil you've got there. That's a premium organic blend that includes composted forest material, peat moss, perlite, pumice, lava rock, some of the best worm castings available, humic shale ore, dolomite lime, azomite, soy meal, and gypsum.
That's a lot of stuff. Did you just read all that? You just blew my mind, man.
It's a lot of good stuff that you can only find in an organic, natural mix like Happy Hippie.
So what you're saying is, with Happy Hippie Garden Mix, I shouldn't panic because it's organic?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever said that, and you shouldn't either. Although I guess you aren't wrong. Here's the deal. You aren't having a bad trip, bro. This is all great news. You're providing your plants with everything they need to get off to an incredible start.
So I can't taste colors then?
No. But you will taste and see the difference in your fruits and flowers now that you're using Happy Hippie Garden Mix from Sanctuary Soil. For more information, you should check out bulksoil.com.
Woo! 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 Ow! Love that money.
Heavy T Grow Show, baby.
There's no better time to step back and rethink your grow. Still in plastic pots or flimsy fabric pots that are a pain to move around or transplant into? Well, it's time you elevate your grow with Geopot fabric pots. Geopots are designed to withstand extreme moisture and salt-laden conditions, making them the ideal fabric pot for heavy hydroponic feeding programs and organic grows alike. The Geopot has an innovative quad-stitch construction, which allows the reusable container to withstand constant moisture and prolonged UV exposure. Unlike traditional fabric pots, the roots in a geopot are naturally air pruned, stunting their outward growth and promoting the growth of more lateral roots throughout the media. So, more roots below, more shoots, and heavier fruits above. Air pruning prevents your plants from becoming root bound, which can drastically impact and improve nutrient uptake and yields. And I know you like how that sounds. Swing on over to geopot.com for more info and stay true to your roots.
Don't you put that evil on me!
Heavy T.
Hey, I'm in the zone.
Dude, this shit is
DFCRadio.com.
Oh, I still got her. I'll be like, Oh, wow. Hey, what's your name, girl?
I'm Stephanie.
Stephanie, where you from?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. Who are you working for?
BioBiz.
Let me ask you a question here. Is your cloning tray and everything nice and moist?
Yeah.
You know, where you put all the little babies.
It's not.
Well, let me ask you this, though. After you, it's not as dry. Are they dying?
No, I said no.
Oh, so it's nice and moist. Yes?
I mean, I guess.
Okay, well, cool. Because after those babies pop in that nice, moist area, environments, do we use BioBiz?
Yes.
We do?
Maybe.
Do we use it from the start to the end?
Yep.
And you guys have Top Max. That's like your bloom maximizer?
Yep.
Okay, girl. I was just wondering. Let me ask you something else. What would it take for a date with you?
Not gonna happen.
Damn! I was waiting for that.
Hey, yo, this is Spanky Hayes, motherfucking Spanky Hayes, funny motherfucking Spanky Hayes. Shout out to DFZRadio.com.
What up? Dr. Duffman here. That's right. Maximum Yield Indoor Gardening Expo, Long Beach, California. I'm here. I just cruised up to the Pro Pack, and I want to know what these guys are all about. This Pro Pack's pretty cool. They have some unique bags, it looks like, and we're going to talk to Mike here. That's right. Here we are. Hey, how you doing, Mike?
Yeah.
How you doing? We got right here, Mike, Pro Pack, and he has bags that he has for the Indoor Gardening Expo. And so go ahead, Mike, tell us what this product is and what it's all about.
Well, we started this bag company because we just found that the bags that were available weren't really working very well. 30 years ago, some hippie rolled out of the hills of Humboldt to the Safeway store and found a turkey bag, and not much has really changed since then until I decided to make a bag that is really more for the garden than the oven. And so what I did is I researched the different plastics that are available to try to duplicate what the old glass jars used to do as far as curing, especially that final cure in a bouquet in a product. And so what we've got is basically a stand-up pouch with a Ziploc on it and a tab on the bottom. So with the gusseted bottom, the bag actually stands straight up on itself on a measuring device. It doesn't fall over. It's got a large open mouth, easy to fill, and the Ziploc is a vapor lock seal. It's not like the old Ziplocs that used to fail and stuff would spill out. That kind of sucked. So anyway, so now you've got a bag that's actually 12 times more odor proof than an oven bag and 48 times more moisture proof, especially people living in low humidity areas, Southern Cal, the deserts. Every time you open the bag, things disappear, because things dry out. And it's like, yeah, this bag is a little more expensive, but, considering how much fresher and longer your product's going to stay, we have a motto called keep it safe, keep it fresh, Garden Pro Pack.
They are online, right? ProPack.com?
Yes, GardenProPack.com.
GardenProPack.com. I had that wrong. GardenProPack.com. GardenProPack.com. You got to do it twice because, no one hears it the first time, right?
Right.
Thank you, Mike, for your time. I appreciate it. Oh, you Chicanos.
I think about you, I feel you.
Oh!
I miss
Check it out. I just want to give you some hydro gear right here on Heavy T's Grow Show. Stay tuned. Watch it live because there are some pretty ass things on the stage. TFZRadio.com.
Riding down the west coast, candy paint dripping cause I just got a fresh coat. California raised me, an LA baby, the Chevrolet raisin, scraping on Dayton's, riding down Rosecrans, get with the program, call me the drone man, the hydros potens, got your eyes low, lower than the ocean, just west coasting through the coast, with the potion, and the best dro to smoke. The baddest bitches, girls in bikinis with ass and titties. The hustle game easy, you just can't believe till you see me on TV. Drive down the wrong street, might see the tech smoke. Hop in the ride and let's go to the west coast. This life is like a movie. You meet a model bitch, then you fuck her like a groupie. California, 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 yeah, the county of LA. California, California,
Compton, California, yeah, the city where I was raised. Second son to Eazy-E, so don't be amazed. Same nigga, same flow, same mind frame. I'm all about the Lucci. Fuck minimum wage, cruising through these Cali streets, smoking on this OG. Cash rules everything around me, I need more cream. West Coast, get it in. What the fuck you think? Saying I'm riding with you, really though, this money in the bank. E3 hotter than the California forecast. Burning up these tracks, nigga, I need more cash. Yeah, I'm a bona fide hustler. Fuck with my family of cash and I'ma cut ya. Real G's get it, that's only the obvious. Go against us, you know you facing the consequence. I love my state, but I really hate the politics. Better keep stepping, buddy boy, in a pile of shit. Yeah, in a pile of shit. E3, get it in, nigga, I'm live as shit. 3, 2, 1.
California, yeah, the county of LA. California, California, California. What else can I say? California, A, in the county of LA. Just me and Mary J. As the world keeps spinning, like gold 100 spokes, engine running, Chevy gunning down the coast. Just let it roll. Who doesn't love to see a 6-4 hop down the block, banging Eazy-E and Pac? Motherfuck the cops. I drove in my ride, but I ain't even tripping. It's another summer night and about to get the dipping. It's California, A, got some beautiful women. Gotta see it for yourself, it's such a beautiful vision. Palm trees, palm weed, won't you ride with me? West Coast in, floating through these Cali streets. Cruising down the boulevard in the late night. Sunset to the daylight, we take flight. Lights, camera, action, fast cars and jewelry. Models and groupies, we film in a movie. It's a motion picture, everybody's a celebrity. Won't you take a picture? It's a motion picture, everybody's a celebrity. Won't you take a picture? Latin girls, Asians, black girls, Jamaicans, white girls, they all on vacation. Pop another bottle, yeah, we buy 'em by the case, and we spitting big faces. California, 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 yeah, the county of LA. California, California, California,
drunk as fuck at the 2017 GrowX. Ran my boy St. Chris. Hello? Hello? Are you listening?
Where's everybody? Y'all coming? Is everyone coming out?
Where are we?
Well, we're at the bar, essentially.
You didn't buy me a drink. Why didn't you buy me a drink?
I drank. You know, the bar's far away. I drank the thing on the way here.
I did that to my buddy Mark over here, so I believe you.
Get us 2 more, and I'm gonna try and make sure one of them makes it back.
I better follow you.
Probably a good idea. I should go smoke a little bit of that weed on the way too.
Do you have marijuana?
Yes. Let me check your pockets, and I do.
Yeah. Oh, wait. It's jacking my marijuana. Don't jack my marijuana. This is a adult show. No kids listening, right? You better say something, Aaliyah. That was Aaliyah from DFZ Radio. That's about as close as you're going to hear a voice on air.
How about that voice of hers, huh?
Oh, man. Memorizing.
Jeez. Memorizing?
Mesmerizing. Memorizing.
And the nod is even better.
I memorized her fucking nod and her lisp and shit.
I can hear that.
Oh, I got it. Everybody everybody heard it. This is a bunch of nonsense. Saint's not even gonna chop this shit up. Fuck you, Saint.
I live in South Central. This is South Central. Liquor stores, fast food, vacant lots. So the city planners, they get together and they figure they're gonna change the name South Central to make it represent something else. So they change it to South Los Angeles. Like this is gonna fix what's really going wrong in the city. This is South Los Angeles. Liquor stores, fast food, vacant lots. Just like 26.5 million other Americans, I live in a food desert. South Central Los Angeles, home of the drive-through and the drive-by. Funny thing is, the drive-throughs are killing more people than the drive-by. People are dying from curable diseases in South Central Los Angeles. For instance, the obesity rate in my neighborhood is like 5 times higher than, say, Beverly Hills, which is like probably 8-10 miles away. I got tired of seeing this happening. And I wonder, how would you feel if you had no access to healthy food? If every time you walk out your door, you see the ill effects that the present food system have on your neighborhood? I see wheelchairs bought and sold like used cars. I see dialysis centers popping up like Starbucks. And I figured this has to stop. So I figured that the problem is the solution. Food is the problem, and food is the solution. Plus, I got tired of driving 45 minutes round trip to get an apple that wasn't impregnated with pesticides. So what I did, I planted a food forest in front of my house. It's on a strip of land that we call a parkway. It's like 150 feet by like 10 feet. The thing is, it's owned by the city, but you have to maintain it. So I'm like, cool. I can do whatever the hell I want. Since it's my responsibility and I got to maintain it, and this is how I decided to maintain it. So me and my group, LA Green Grounds, we got together and we started planting my food forest, fruit trees, you know, the whole nine, for vegetables. What we do, we're a pay-it-forward kind of group, where it's composed of like gardeners from all walks of life from all over the city, and it's completely volunteer, and everything we do is free. And in the garden, it was beautiful. And then somebody complained. The city came down on me and basically gave me a citation saying that I had to remove my garden, which this citation would turn into a warrant. And I'm like, come on, really? A warrant for planting food on a piece of land that you could care less about? And I was like, cool, bring it. because this time it wasn't coming out. So LA Times got hold of it. Steve Lopez did a story on it and talked to the councilman. And one of the Green Grounds members, they put up a petition on change.org. And with 900 signatures, we were a success. We had a victory on our hands. My councilman even called and said how they endorse and love what we're doing. I mean, come on, why wouldn't they? LA leads the United States in vacant lots that the city actually owns. They own 26 square miles of vacant lots. That's 20 Central Parks. That's enough space to plant 725 million tomato plants. Why in the hell would they not okay this? Growing one plant will give you 1,000, 10,000 seeds. Okay. When $1 worth of green beans will give you like $75 worth of produce. It's my gospel. I'm telling people, grow your own food. Growing your own food is like printing your own money. Thank you. See, I have a legacy in South Central. I grew up there. I raised my sons there. And I refuse to be a part of this manufactured reality that was manufactured for me by some other people, and I manufactured my own reality. See, I'm an artist. Gardening is my graffiti. I grow my art. Just like a graffiti artist, where they beautify walls, me, I beautify lawns, parkways. I use the garden, the soil, like it's a piece of cloth. And the plants and the trees, that's my embellishment for that cloth. You'd be surprised what the soil could do if you let it be your canvas. You just couldn't imagine how amazing a sunflower is and how it affects people. So what happened? I have witnessed my garden become a tool for the education, a tool for the transformation of my neighborhood. To change the community, you have to change the composition of the soil. We are the soil. You'd be surprised how kids are affected by this. Gardening is the most therapeutic and defiant act you can do, especially in the inner city. Plus, you get strawberries. I remember this time, there was this mother and a daughter came. They were. It was like 10:30 at night, and they were in my yard. And I came out, and they looked so ashamed. And I'm like, man, it made me feel bad that they were there. And I told them, you don't have to do this like this. This is on the street for a reason. It made me feel ashamed to see people that was this close to me that was hungry. And this only reinforced why I do this. And people ask me, Finn, aren't you afraid people are going to steal your food? And I'm like, hell no, I ain't afraid they're going to steal it. That's why it's on the street. That's the whole idea. I want them to take it, but in the same time, I want them to take back their health. There's another time when I put a garden in this homeless shelter in downtown Los Angeles. The guys, they helped me unload the truck. It was cool. They just shared the stories about how this affected them and how they used to plant with their mother and their grandmother. And it was just cool to see how this changed them if it was only for that one moment. So Green Grounds has gone on to plant maybe like 20 gardens. We've had like 50 people come to our dig-ins and participate in this, all volunteers. If kids grow kale, kids eat kale. If they grow tomatoes, they eat tomatoes. But when none of this is presented to them, if they're not shown how food affects the mind and the body, they blindly eat whatever the hell you put in front of them. I see young people, and they want to work, but they're in this thing where they're caught up. I see kids of color, and they just on this track that's designed for them that leads them to nowhere. So with gardening, I see an opportunity where we can train these kids to take over their communities, to have a sustainable life. And when we do this, who knows? We might produce the next George Washington Carver. But if we don't change the composition of the soil, we will never do this. Now this is one of my plans. This is what I want to do. I want to plant a whole block of gardens where people can share in the food in the same block. I want to take shipping containers and turn them into healthy cafes. And now don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about no free shit, because free is not sustainable. The funny thing about sustainability, you have to sustain it. What I'm talking about is putting people to work and getting kids off the street and letting them know the joy, the pride, and the honor in growing your own food. Opening farmers markets. So what I want to do here, we got to make this sexy. So I want us all to become ecolutionary, renegades, gangsters, gangster gardeners. We got to we got to flip the script on what a gangster is. If you ain't a gardener, you ain't gangster. Get gangster with your shovel, okay? And let that be your weapon of choice. So basically, if you want to meet with me, you know, if you want to meet, don't call me. If you want to sit around in cushy chairs and have meetings where you talk about doing some shit, where you talk about doing some shit. If you want to meet with me, come to the garden with your shovel so we can plant some shit. Peace. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
This shit in a few tears, give me 2 years, act up with a few mil. Niggas locked up, but the homie's still here. Rapping ADX, fresh in the full gear. Killing the recession, puffing on the top. Teddy Brock chop, killing blue clocks. Haters got no idea you ain't ready. It'll be a sad song if you niggas test me. Them niggas trying to send 100 cops to come get me. Gibbo sprayed a couple shots and told them bitches come catch me.
Taking this shit head on. In the streets till 6 in the morning. Niggas don't want no ruckus. Tell me who wanted with these shots up, boys. We say hustle. Catch me in the booth till the night. Streets holding tight. I ain't grind for my life. I'm a license. Niggas don't want no ruckus.
Bring me back. Bring me back. I'm back. 562-653-0707. That's what I'd like to see. My guys calling in. Finally, people came in from the outside and we're like, damn, it's hot, dog. I'm coming in. All right, we're here with Sanctuary Soil and Mission Fertilizer, the main man from, well, what's a blanket company? Pacific Grow Supply, right?
Pacific Grow Supply, yeah.
And you guys manufacture or distribute?
We manufacture.
There's layers to this, like Dr. Baumgartner's memes.
It's just like a good meme, you know. This company. There's brands. There's manufacturers. There's distributors. There's marketers, and they're all sitting at your table right now.
So the sandwich is Pacific Grow Supply, and then levels of that.
And then just and yeah, well, cheese between every layer naturally. Yeah.
Where's Mighty Mitch in the sandwich of hierarchy?
Mighty Mitch, he's you know those little fancy toothpicks.
He's the pickle on the side, the kosher pickle on the side.
Yeah, there you go, there you go.
All right, but listen, I've got some people that want to talk cocoa, want to talk soil. I do have some questions for you about both your soil and the new mixes that are available. They always are, but it's what people ask me at the grow shop or when they call in. And listen, we're going to get to the bottom of whatever question that we can, even if it takes us 4 or 6 months, like shipping.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hector, you're back on the air.
What up? What up?
Okay, on the Hector. Hey, great.
Nothing much. Just chilling, smoking, relaxing.
Memeing it up.
Of course.
So you did have a question for the Soil Ninja over here, the Soil Caveman Cocoa Ninja hybrid, Chris from Sanctuary Soils.
Talk to me, Hector.
See, I've been hearing things and seeing memes about cocoa having heavy metals and stuff in their soil, and I wanted to clear that up. If anything was if there was anything I needed to know.
Right. Well, there is, and it certainly depends on the cocoa that you get.
Okay.
You know, so all cocoa that you get is going to be washed, and it needs to be down. Well, we take our cocoa before we put it in a blend or before it becomes a bagged product down to about 100 parts per million of any salts or contaminants. So you're going to get washed out of all that. But the upside too is that our good friend Mitch up there at Mission Nurseries, he is testing all these soils and passing level 3 state tests.
Which is a licensed facility.
That's
so
correct.
He has the ability to have the things tested that needs to be tested.
That's right.
And listen,
So,
as
but
far as Big City Hydro Dutchman cocoa, first off, there's different levels of cocoa that you're going to get in the bag in the United States. A lot of them come from the same spots around the world.
Correct.
But there are different levels of cocoa. You can buy a rawer form of cocoa or decomposed cocoa, a treated cocoa or not. From what I understand from you guys being on the show before, you guys buy a raw cocoa and then do your own washing.
Correct.
And then your own reapplication of calcium
buffer,
which is gypsum that you
That's
use.
correct.
You don't use ammonium nitrate
No,
or
sir.
calcium nitrate like the other companies, like
Right.
most companies use.
We sneak into your house, rip out your drywall, grind it up, put it right in that cocoa.
And from my own research, it seems that a lot of the heavy metals come from that soak.
That's right.
Of the treatment of the calcium nitrate.
Well, what happens really is, your metals, a lot of stuff really is coming from your water.
Okay.
That's the unfortunate part of this is that it's already in what you're trying to use to feed. So it's typically not coming from so much from your soil or from your substrate. So you need to watch your water, which is why we do it in an RO bath or RO watering system. So we have a purely clean agua before we even get started, and then we can wash it. That way we do get that stuff out, because if they're just washing cocoa, or if you're just reusing your own cocoa and washing it, you can be adding that stuff back into the material itself.
And there's different ways that you can contaminate a grow.
Sure.
To insist that someone failed, and this is a very public company, not traded or anything, but a company that is in the public eye, legal company that this first started coming out in the light of what they were posting, that they had failed, not with your product, but with a competitor out of Netherlands. The Netherlands, and that they had failed the heavy metal test, and they blamed the grow substrate. But listen, from what you put in with the water, the minerals you put in, and the minerals, a lot of them are salts.
Or metal anyway.
Yeah, they are heavy metals. There's a certain amount of heavy metals that are listed on most mineral products, like arsenic, cobalt, different types of things that are in there. And also contamination from trimming machines, metals that are not treated, that you bought cheaply off China, Alibaba in China. Your team that handles the packaging, the type of packaging. There are so many different sources of contamination. To blame the substrate blanketly almost seems unfair, and it seems lazy.
It's both of those things, and we get it. It's just part of it's part of the business. You definitely get it, but for everybody able to learn that it can come from multiple places, but you need to start with you have to trust the material that you're getting.
And I will say this much as well, that anything that's organic based has a certain amount of raw material which will have heavy metals. If you have soils, if you have guanos, if you have anything that is organically based, it will have a certain amount of heavy metals in it. And is just part of the thing. The regulations they have on cannabis are absurd.
It's tougher to sell cannabis than it is a tomato as far as your test results.
And it should be exactly the same if
it is ingested.
If the agricultural department says a tomato, a cucumber is fine to eat, fine to ingest, as well should be my cannabis.
Yeah.
And you think about other smokable products and what they allow on tobacco. Ooh. First off, that shit is straight up absurd. So, nonetheless, go with something that is organically treated, like with the gypsum lime instead of the calcium nitrate. You're going to forego a lot of those things, but if you are worried about heavy metals, you got to look at everything. You got to look in the container you're planted in, the environment that you're using, the water that you're using, the nutrients that you are using, the processing that you're using, the processor. I mean, let's say you hire the Laotian trimmigrant to come through and trim your 4 pounds.
She knocks it out
in 6 hours, but she uses some China farm fucking scissors.
Or bought her own soap.
That no soap in the back room.
And the other thing,
wash your hands.
Another thing on the metals themselves, most of these awesome little micronutrients that we get come from volcanic ash, lava rock, pumice, which is all just pumped out. Lava pumped out of the center of the earth. It's full of heavy metals, and so are we. We're pumping iron through our body, so don't be so afraid of them. Just the wrong ones at the wrong amounts. But you can always ask for a lab test too on any of our soils. I've got them all. We'll send you an email on them.
And it's transparency. That's what you
That's
get
what said about a public company. We're just transparent. You want to come visit the facility? Call me, make an appointment. Don't do it right now. It's a little busy. Maybe in the winter.
Maybe in the winter. To be closed.
Maybe in the winter, but. Yeah, we welcome it. It makes it a lot easier for us. Makes it a lot easier for me going around, running this stuff.
Well, what I would say, the summary of all that is don't even trip, Hector. Grow your own. Use something like Big City Hydro and understand how to feed it, that you're going to feed a full-strength nutrient every single time. You can use mineral salts in cocoa. It is a hydroponic method, and the medium is basically inert. As inert as you're going to get with an organic grow medium. Right. It's not melted down like and spun like rock wool. It's not clay pebbles. Are clay pebbles can also be a source of heavy metals?
That's a fine question. What exactly are they?
We've been hearing a lot.
I mean, I guess it's got to be because it's ground.
Tell me.
We've been hearing a lot about it in the streets. People come back saying that. Are these hydroton, or are these clay pebbles, or are these brand, how does this compare to that? Because so-and-so's tested back for heavy metals.
And then they're spraying some other stuff. Hey, listen, Hector, I'm going to send you some green pads. I'm also going to send you some Turpinator and the brand new garden spray from Rhizoflora. Hit it, Saint. Not that one, Saint. The other one, Saint. That one, Saint. Not that one, Saint. This one, Saint. How do I have an affidavit saved where the garden spray was? How did I get an affidavit? Oh, no. They're on to me. Let's see. What is garden spray? Garden spray is an organic insecticide from the makers of Turpinator. That's right. Rhizoflora Incorporated. Garden spray uses a combination of food-grade organic oils and citric acid to deliver a 3-pronged attack on common garden pests. Chef, can you guess what that attack is? 3-prong?
Would that be in the soil, as a spray, and as a gosh, I'm gonna say something funny. Is a suppository?
They desiccate, starve, and suffocate garden pests.
I was so close with my guess.
Without the use of harsh synthetic chemicals. What? What's in it, Chef? What do you think?
I don't know. Cinnamon?
Maybe.
Wait, hold on. Chili peppers?
Sesame and rosemary oil is one.
Oh, I love rosemary.
Also, citric acid.
Oh, citric acid's a very special one.
You know the citric acid fucks up exoskeletons
so
to
bad.
desiccate.
It'll adjust your pH
And fungal
too.
spores on contact. You know that?
I was not aware. No.
Garden Spray's components all feature mechanisms of action that will be fatal to adults, larvae, and eggs of pests, not of you. For a full spectrum organic insecticide solution, 1 quart makes up to 64 gallons. What a bargain. I got Garden Spray right now.
Do not use as a suppository.
This joint is out. All right, thanks.
The
Later,
joint
Hector.
is out.
I don't know.
Corey, what's going on?
Corey calling
Corey.
in.
Devin.
Say your city, Corey.
Hey, Devin, this Corey from Higher Times 2. How are you, boss?
That's right, my dude. You called in to talk some soil?
Yeah, I've never been into soil too much.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, really, when it comes to the soil, I know you had
Wait,
questions.
we call him?
Yeah, I know you had questions about if you were potentially going to do soil outside. So really, the real question back to you is do you have any experience with growing the soil in an outdoor situation?
Actually, my experience in an outdoor situation with soil, I'm kind of a rookie coming into this. I'm thinking about setting up a greenhouse. I got like 4 or 5 acres. What's your opinion on smart pots?
On like some cloth pots and soils?
Go ahead, Devin.
Yeah,
Talk
smart
about
pots and soil. I don't know much about this game, dude.
So I mean,
No,
I didn't mean to step on you, Chris. Whenever you're going with a soil and in a cloth pot situation, it's going to be beneficial for you just because it's got the root pruning. It's going to help with the ability to help those roots stretch out. They'll go searching for the water, and then as they get to the outside of the root, to the cloth pot, they'll
Devin,
get air
that's what I've
pruned.
heard. A lot of times, those smart pots, like, they create air, so the roots kind of generate and kind of do their own gig.
They
right?
don't create the air. They allow the oxygen to come into
You
the
want
roots.
some kind of air prune pot for sure.
And what you get with that, you can use a smaller amount of pots, so you don't have to have so much soil to move around. It's easier to manipulate the plants. It's also cheaper as far as grow medium. Sorry, soil guy,
yeah.
but they don't have to buy so much soil. And it's like this, Corey. If you're in a plastic pot outdoors during the summer, like you're talking about, putting up a greenhouse, you're going to use full sun.
They create a lot of heat, man.
Right. But think about this for you. If you're outside with a black garbage bag on, like over your, like a raincoat, right? That's what a plastic pot is to the plant. A cloth pot is like a cotton shirt soaked in water, keeping you cool. It allows the air to pass through. So on hot days during the summer, it makes your plants be able to withstand hotter temperatures where they're not so stressed out. There's less chance of hermaphrodation. The biggest benefit is using less grow medium because you're not going to get root bound. There's an air pruning effect. The air goes through the sides of the cloth and prune the roots back. Right.
There's also that oxygen that rolls through all that.
That's right.
Make
You
sure
have a
everything's
consistent
kosher,
Yeah,
right?
well, exactly. You got a consistent temperature and moisture content throughout the pot because you're not pooling it at the bottom.
And
absolutely.
And
That's
not
what
all
it's all
fabric pots are created equal. You need to use a smart pot. The reason the smart pot is the number one knocked off product in all of the hydroponic world is because the way it works. But they can't knock it off completely because they actually have a patent on the thickness and the way that the fabric is made. So you can make the fabric 15% thicker, 15% thinner. You can put a zipper on it. You can put a spring in it. But it's never going to be the same as a smart pot.
That makes sense, guys, because I've used smart pots in the past, and they do not collect mold. I've used pieces of shit ones in the past, and they kind of collect mold.
And they
Smart
fall
pots
apart when they're
breathe,
outside a lot of
and
times.
I've seen it.
And the sun will turn them into single-use pots.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have smart pots in my backyard, like 300-gallon smart pots I use as raised beds.
Yeah.
That have been there for 10 years, and they're strong as ever.
Hell yeah.
It's what's up.
Yep.
Corey, I'm going to send you some smart pots. I'm also going to send you, let's send him some Mission fertilizer as well for his soil garden if he wants to use it. But make sure that you get in those fabric pots. And if you're growing in soil, great use of great use for outdoor, especially this time of year.
Yeah, it's that time of year, guys.
And you want-
I'm kind of just looking. I don't want to screw nothing up, but you guys know what the fuck's going on. I appreciate
Allegedly.
the advice.
Yeah, check out bulksoil.com. Take a look at the blends we have, and you can come up and see our farm too. That's running these soils.
Oh wow! I would
Mitch,
really
Mitch,
like
Mitch
that.
loves visitors.
That'd be
He's
cool.
cursing me in his house right now.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
All right. To the soil.
Soil.
Corey had
To the Victor go to soils.
thing about the soil question. Said he's never really used soil before.
That's
the progression in the grow game used to be
soil.
You
first.
start in soil,
right?
Maybe
Right.
you had some fluorescents or shop lights trying to get your boogie on, and once you figured out the lighting situation, you started changing grow mediums, feeding a little bit more. Maybe moved into cocoa, maybe moved into rock wool, hydroton, whatever it is. But people started with soil, but I see this trend all the time that people come in and their favorite Instagram person, their favorite podcast, puts them into a situation for failure, for lack of a better term.
Because what you do in those environments is not easy.
Well, they
Soil
set them up with a 90-watt LED and a 4x4 tent and put them in a recirculating system because DWC is the way to do it, and they grow a bunch of mold and a bunch of death of their plants. Why is soil, and not a company man style here,
Sure.
Chris, why is soil, especially for newbies, a more forgiving grow medium?
Because the organics in the soil are creating an environment that's feeding the plant. It's taking what it needs. When you're working in a hydroponic, you have to be in tune with those plants. Okay, no? I mean, it's for someone starting out, soil is so much easier. You can forget it. You can forget about it for a week.
And we
you
talked
can
about
walk
it-
away. You can take off. You can go away for the weekend. And then you can grow some vegetables too while you're at it. But it's just a much easier way to manage
And when you use a
You
company
dealing
like,
in- sorry.
and when you use a company like Sanctuary Soil that has soil blends specific to cannabis growing. Not all soils out there, guys, are specific to cannabis growing. That where they just repackage their favorite all-purpose soil and put it in a bag and sold it at a hydro store. Right. You guys, with Mitch, with working with farms, have created blends specific to our favorite plants.
Exactly. So the different types of nutrients in there, like in the Empire Builder, for instance, that's going to give you feed for a month and a half, 2 months. You don't have to worry about it. And all of these different, you see all these ingredients on the back of the bag. Well, each one of these break down at a different rate. So it's going to continue to give your plant that available nitrogen throughout that veg stage, and not just like a chemically nitrified soil where your plants remove that nitrogen, but the natural process isn't happening anymore, or it's not happening when you're doing a hydro environment, because you're in what should be a sanitary environment, right? So, and that's difficult to do, but soil's dirt. It can be dirty.
Yeah,
it's just easy.
It is,
And you should all know how to grow things in dirt. Shame on you.
And when the guys at Sanctuary Soil have done the heavy lifting, put in the time that says, hey, listen, for a long April to August or September grow cycle for outdoor, or for a 8-week bloom cycle indoors, we have what your grower needs specific to our favorite plants, y'all. This is what, for me, sets it so far apart. Because indoors, if you don't optimize what the plant needs at certain intervals, you are missing out. Straight up missing out. So if you have some type of super soil that's made for flowering plants like tomatoes or cucumbers or something that they expect you to put out on your patio, and you have it in your indoor garden, what's in that soil is not going to be available to those fucking plants in an 8-week cycle. Those organics need to be broken down and made available, right? So what do? Well, you go to people that know about cannabis. You go to people that know about growing cannabis, that have created soils specific for your fucking garden. It's a no-brainer. And the cost, $1 more, $2 more, it's well worth it to make sure that your high valued crops are well taken care of.
Exactly.
Talking about the Happy Hippie.
Sure.
The Happy Hippie is a product that you guys have been selling for a long time in NorCal, bulk soil, and people have been begging you motherfuckers to put this shit in a bag for a long time.
Right.
Like, I personally have been begging you. As someone that's used this mixture and seen what it
Same
can
here.
do, you guys pretty much made it exclusively available to large commercial Prop 215 or Prop 64 growers. Prop 215 back in the day, Prop 64 growers. But now you're like, listen, we're going to put this in a bag this season. And it's available. I can't even keep it on my shelves.
Yeah.
And that's how fast it goes. What is Happy Hippie and how it compares to both other soils on the market and your soils?
Well, it's certainly a more affordable soil. You know, it's on the less expensive end, which makes it really accessible. Everybody likes it because it's a great medium. Again, what we do is create biology in that soil. Everything in there is aged or handled appropriately in order to create an environment for your plant. So, and it has been just a bulk, and we've done that for years. We've done thousands of yards of this soil all over the place, and we put it in bags this year.
And you guys,
and it's a great soil. If you're starting gardening, it's perfect. It's perfect for anything, and you can dial in you can learn how to feed these plants at times with a proper soil, with a proper start.
Can you go straight from Cologne to Empire, or do you need to go with the Happy?
I mean, a teen is probably a better plant to put in Empire. We just talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
It's a warm soil. It's gonna give the
it
plant
has
what it
food
needs.
in it, y'all.
Yeah.
It has fertilizer in it.
Yeah.
So if you put a little baby, you take a little baby, and you're like, hey, eat this fucking T-bone steak, what's going to happen to the little baby? The Empire Builder is a T-bone steak. It's ready for a full-grown plant to get in there and get the nutrition that it needs to be the boss that it should be.
Yeah. Can't feed the baby a
With
cheese
the
roll.
Happy Hippie, for me and for the customers that I see, it gives them a little bit more control over the garden, but still has an additional buffer where it has food in it. So if I'm on a Wednesday night, maybe I had too many Miller Lights, kicking it with Chris from Sanctuary Soil. My plants in my Happy Hippie, I show up, I can splash some fresh water on them, and they're still getting fed. Whereas if I'm in like an inert medium like Big City Hydro, and I go do that, I'm starving the plant because it's an inert medium, no food in it.
So how long does the Happy Hippie last?
But
before
I
you
could
gotta
also
add
feed
food?
the Happy Hippie a shit ton of nutrients when I need to.
Exactly, because it's an aged forest product base. Again, it's similar to cocoa, where it's a sponge. It's been composted for a year and a half. It can take on water, it can take on nutrients, but at the same time, it's going to continue to convert carbon into nitrogen because it's a living soil.
That's what's up. Go to bulksoil.com, sanctuarysoil.
We love soil.
.com. We got the Reverend calling in.
Who
This
doesn't love
is
to
a
eat dirt?
blessing. Reverend Unk.
What up, everybody?
What's good with it, Unk?
What up,
Haven't seen
Unk?
you for a second, man.
Can I get a blessing? Yeah, I heard you say something about people be listening to their favorite podcast. I just want to let you know this is our favorite podcast.
Oh, thank you very much, my man. I usually say, especially to Dr. Duff, it's his mom's favorite podcast. But not to you. I wouldn't disrespect.
What y'all were talking about as far as for soil and hydro, I'm going to be a first-time grower in August, and y'all going to help me out. But I'm really going to want to go with the soil aspect because I don't know if I can do the other one yet. You know what I'm saying? Unless y'all really walk me through all that. But like he said, I think it's easier with the soil.
Crawl before you walk.
It absolutely is.
Yes, for sure. That's you're going to enjoy it a lot more. Going into a hydro environment first is stressful. Your plants are going to respond every day. So,
and listen, in an 8-week bloom cycle indoors, Unk, we get you in the Happy Hippie, right? We get you some smart pots, Happy Hippie, a nice light above you, and an environment that's 75 to 80 degrees, 50% humidity. They're going to thrive. But with the Happy Hippie, that soil medium, you can use some organics like the Mission Fertilizer liquids and feed them strong so you can coincide that feeding with certain parts of the plant's growth cycle. right? Because think of this: a plant that's supposed to be outdoors growing 6 months, we're condensing down to 8 weeks. Okay, so we only have something that would occur in those 6 months in a month and a half's time, a week and a half time, or 2 weeks time to really maximize what the plant can take up. So with Happy Hippie not having so much fertilizer in it to start with, allows as a grower, and this is what I love about it, Chris, for me to have more control over my garden. Why I grow indoors is to control the environment. Why I grow in Happy Hippie or Big City is to control what the plants are getting at certain intervals. And with all due respect to Empire Builder, I use Empire Builder all the time, especially at my greenhouses that I'm putting, or full sun, right? But for my indoors that are such short intervals, I want as much control as a grower as possible, and that's why I'm indoor.
Sure.
You know, as
I can't
well
argue
as
with
the
that.
discretion.
I can't argue with that.
And it's dope of you guys to allow the growers to have a product to allow the growers to accomplish that. But Unc, we're gonna get you flossed out. Don't worry, man. I got you at 15% off at the store.
Man, I appreciate all the education that y'all putting out for the people, because soon, I keep preaching that everybody needs to start learning how to grow their own medicine, because when this stuff goes federally legal, there's going to be such a shortage to try to supply the whole country with marijuana like California and Oregon is smoking. To try to supply the whole country when it becomes legal, there's going to be a major shortage, and the prices are going to skyrocket on us. I'm letting them know now.
42, anyone? 45,
No,
50, 52?
I already know, Unc.
Yeah, 5,000 for the pound, get the 5,000 on the pound. I got 5,000, get 10,000 on the pound.
Hey, Unc, when you come into the sweatbox known as Numbskull Studios tomorrow, what you got going on with the Reverend Herb Show?
Tomorrow I got a couple of guests coming in. I'm not sure if just one's trying to come in from out of town, but mostly we're going to be discussing a lot of stuff just strictly about legalization and what we got to do on our end as far as for voting. We got to vote people that's going to actually have cannabis hearts in their mindset.
We'll come in with the least amount of clothing that Jamelia could wear. So we stay cool. We got
Is she coming on tomorrow or what?
Yeah, she's coming. I'm gonna let her do the bottle thing. You know the scene on her Instagram where she's drinking the bottle and licking the bottle.
Ah, what? All right.
All right, I'll be back. I might
Don't
need to come
miss
by
out.
studio. Thanks so much. Check out Unc Emo. That's UNCIMO, and he's the host of the Reverend Herb Show right here.
6-year-old rapper with a bad knee.
Right here on DFZ Radio at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock, right, or 4?
At 4 o'clock, 4 to 6.
Damn, Unc.
Oh, yes.
Unc, hold on, Unc. Unc, I know that, Unc, 60-year-old, 60 years old. You're getting up there, man. We started at 6, now we're back at 4. Is it because you can't stay up so late? No, but why are we earlier? It's for your peeps back east.
It's for my folks in the east. That's right. This time it's 2 hours and 3 hours difference.
That's what's up. And you have strong roots out in New Orleans, Louisiana. Everyone wants to hear Unc. You should tune into that show, get your knowledge up. Unc Emo, I appreciate you calling in.
Look, a little announcement too, Heavy T.
Do it.
Friday, I'm gonna try. I might be on Ice Cube's radio show on Dash Radio with Tattoo and the Crew.
All right. Well, make sure you shout out Heavy T as much as you can from the rooftops. Heavy T.
You guys need
Heavy T and the Groove Show.
You guys need me catered events done?
Yeah, you need the cheese wheel.
The cheese wheel.
The chef will bring his.
I'll feed y'all. I can't wait to make Ice Cube's frown turn upside down.
I think that we need to write some lyrics down and have get a good beat and Unc to rap about the cheese wheel.
Oh, I'm a cheese wheel.
Something
I'm
about
a rider. I'm a light
cheese
that
wheel food
pasta
truck.
on fire.
Yeah, we can talk about that for sure. Shit.
Shit. All right, Unc. Thanks so much, man.
Love
Tune in
y'all,
tomorrow.
man. Keep spreading that knowledge.
Love you too, brother.
All right, boss.
Yeah, we gotta get Unc on your next event.
That's what's up. P-Mac, what's going on?
You're chilling. How's life?
I'm killing who?
How's life?
How's life? He's chilling.
He's chilling.
Okay.
And we killing it for the record, he said.
All right, P-Mac. Thank you. And it's good. How are you?
Just dealing with this desert heat.
All right. Well, it sounds like it. All right. Tell me about what's going on. What's your question?
My question is, what microbes would you recommend to use in a soil medium when coming up on flush?
Like
when coming up on flush.
Coming up on the end of your cycle, what microbes are you going to use to break down the last of your nutrients so that when you do then go to flush, it's that much easier and that much cleaner?
Yeah, I mean that's a really good question. I think making sure your plant first of all utilizes all the phosphorus and potassium in the last stages of bloom, because those are usually the final push of nutrients that you give it to get your weight. And when you're doing that, I know microbe, what is that? Mammoth P. I know that is a product that's used for absorbing, the PKs. So that's a great product to use towards the end. But now, as far as like a actual microbe for helping with flushing, that's a new one to me. I think it would really depend on utilizing those microbes earlier in bloom, so that'll help with the flushing later. And and as always, when flushing, I think a lot of people have a tendency to want to use a product.
No, this isn't me. In my flush, I'm using nothing but water.
Great.
Just pure water. I mean, in late flower, what microbes are you using to break down the last of the nutrients that are in your soil so that when you then do go to flush, everything's pretty much already been used up?
Yeah, that Mammoth P's got the microbe in there. I can't pronounce that one, but that is a solid product to use in late bloom too.
Let me help you out a little bit, P Mac.
Do you have a theory that Mammoth P is actual mammoth urine?
It's a fact, I think. Wikipedia.
It smells like it could be.
It absolutely does. And listen, the mammoth, what the mammoth does is it's biologically available much quicker than a granular, and it helps produce enzymes with a symbiotic relationship with the root zone to break down salts, organic matter, to flush it out. Now, indoors, even in soil, flush maybe 2 weeks, kind of excessive.
Yeah.
There is no microbiology that works that quick to get everything out of the soil. If you're looking at to use a biology to get everything out of the soil indoor, you're likely not getting it
I think
all
you're
out.
likely to damage your plant doing that anyway, right?
Well, I don't know if you damage it, but you're going to spend a lot of money buying Mammoth P, putting it into the soil, and it's not going to break everything down. Now, what the microbes do is they work with the root zone to produce those enzymes that break down those salts, heavy metals, organic materials, and get them out, right? They either are absorbed or they're going to be put in a form where they're going to be flushed out. The best thing to do is leaching. Leach out what you can as much as possible, and you can do that with specialized sugars. And that's all these flushing products are. When you talk about FloraClean, ClearX, Final Phase, the Final Phase one or is something
Leave off
flawless,
the Hawthorne products,
flawless finish, something like this.
P-Mac, he's going hard on me, bro.
Detox by Mad Farmer, all these things, right? What they are specialized sugars that encapsulate the nutrient ion and make them unabsorbable to the plant. So they're not gone. They're not out of your grow medium. The plant just can't take it up. And as the plant dries out or the grow medium dries out, you add more water and it leaches it out. It gets it away from it. So the plant has stores of certain things. Certain nutrients are mobile. Certain things can be stored. Are you actually flushing the plant? No. You can't. What the plant has in it already, you're not flushing it. You're flushing the grow medium so the plant can't take up anymore in the hope that the reserves that it has built up are expended. Right?
I mean,
but you're still going to be left with some of what's in there because certain nutrients are not mobile.
Are you forcing a lockout in a way? Or
They're,
not?
basically, yeah. You're making the plant where it can't absorb any of the nutrients that are there, and you flush it out. What I would do, if I was concerned about this PMAC, is I would start using enzymes, specific enzymes.
Early.
Like a biocozyme, a hygrozyme, a SLF 100, which, by the way, is distributed by our friends at Horticultural Rep Group. Something like that you skip the process of the biology reacting with the plant to create the enzyme and add the enzyme direct. and it will help break down dead or dying root material. It'll help break down raw organic material, heavy metals, all those things. Start that, or intermittently through the entire grow, use it once a week. Just use it once a week and start the process of breaking it down to get to week 8 on an indoor cycle. If you're at the last week to 2 weeks and you're like, what biology can I use to flush this shit out? It's not going to work that quick. Biology takes time.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, but
Nice talking to you.
biology is not an overnight process.
Exactly. And we are growing fast-growing plants, typically indoors, especially with all the shit going on in California. More and more people are going indoors because they feel like they're being targeted because they're growing their quote-unquote legal cannabis and having fucking Johnny Law come to the door and say, hey, you can't have those 6 plants outdoor. Well, guess what? In California, Proposition 64 did not legalize cannabis.
Where are you out of?
It legalized corporations.
Yeah, let's.
Where are you out of,
Let's
PMAC?
get this guy some soil.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Now, damn, you guys got the same kind of issues going on with raids out there, or it's just all the time illegal? You guys just got legal extract.
We just, concentrates just became legal. Growing is still illegal, unless you have unless you're a caregiver for a certain individual, and then you can have 12 plants, 6 of which can be flowering at any given time.
No, that's
but,
weird.
But that's only if you're a caregiver for somebody, and the only way to become a caregiver for someone is if that person lives more than 25 miles away from a dispensary. And so...
Fucking bureaucracy at its finest right there. Chris, I cut you off. I apologize.
This state is definitely one of the most bureaucratically controlled cannabis states. But
well, let's get this guy
the
some.
one thing I
some
do
of our
like, they
organics.
did just vote in. Now they require testing on all products.
Well,
So,
that's fucking finally
I mean,
long overdue. Like, at least get testing if you're gonna have fucking medical cannabis.
Yep. If you're going to be consuming something that goes in your lungs, you should have every right to know what is in it before you hold a flame to it.
So PMAC, you in soil? What are you in?
And that's why we should be growing in soil.
Oh yeah, I'm in soil with a nice fat layer of compost on top.
Cool. What are you growing in now?
I've got peppers, squash, rosemary, lavender, watermelon, melons, a few clones.
He said it. He dropped it. He's in Arizona. He's got to be careful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You're getting smart on this.
Let's definitely get you some of our soil out there.
I have an indoor herb garden where it's all like lavender, rosemary, thyme, and other fresh herbs that you can't really grow outdoors in the summertime out here because they just dry out real quick.
Yep.
And I grow them to bring to my mom on a weekly basis.
Fuck yeah, we appreciate you calling.
That's pretty
in.
awesome.
Chris is gonna lace you up with some something. I think he said.
Some Mission Ferts, some Smart Pots, as well as some garden spray. Tell them about the Mission Ferts, Chris.
Fish emulsion based, certified organic, liquid and granular nutrients, easy feed schedule to follow, productive, clean, delicious for all those deliveries to mom.
Nice. Fish emulsion is quality.
Yeah.
So stick
Yeah, I
around,
like
PMAC. We're gonna get your information from the screener so we can come eat some of your vegetables on your garden and raid your vegetable garden like a rabbit.
All right, brother.
Well, the thing about Arizona is we've got different gun laws than California. So I wouldn't
There he is.
recommend raiding my garden. But if you knock on the front door, I'm more than happy to give you some.
That's
right. Because it's Arizona, not California.
I'll be over.
Oh yeah. Thanks, PMAC.
Thanks,
I
P.
appreciate you. Great talking.
Stay safe. Smoke weed every day. And eat watermelons every day. I like watermelons. How about that, the soil guys, the vegetables compared to cannabis?
You know, it's as
Okay,
far as soil
cannabis
goes, it's a cycle. It's a flowering plant. It has a life cycle. So,
well, cannabis is an accumulator style plant that it can accumulate certain things without showing adverse effects. Certain vegetables won't accumulate it, but I've seen huge farms using sanctuary soil products. Not talking about cannabis, but talking about food.
Yeah, exactly.
And like a lot of your food, you don't know it, but it's probably grown,
yeah,
especially in California.
Take a look at bulksoil.com and get a little mini flyover of the spot there. But
hey,
you know,
too
we
soon from
compost.
the Anza Rays to talk about flyovers.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone's a fucking
Rude.
comedian meme maker now.
And you take a peek at it. You know, we have certified organic compost that covers quite a bit of the Central Valley, which is where all your food comes from.
There we go. 562-653-0707 is Heavy T's Grow Show right here on the one and only DFZ Radio. We're coming back with some grand prize, maybe some more grow talk. Call in if you want to get hooked up. 562-653-0707. We'll be right back after this cheese whip.
This is the Legion.
All right, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Heavy T Grow Show right here on DFZRadio.com. Tune in next Wednesday. Our phone lines will be back in action, and we'll be taking live calls and answering your grow questions and hooking you up with free grow gear right here on DFZRadio.com. Make sure you check all the past podcast episodes on DFZRadio.com or YouTube, DFZ Radio Network. Heavy T Grow Show. And other than that, we out.
High grade is the type of love that she give to me. High grade, me need her each and every day. High grade, come check me today. I need the high grade.
DFZRadio.com.